Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another episode reaction to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is Haarute, and I'm Smart Hell. Okay, so what's up? Last time on Buffy, we had a very Buffy and Riley episode, as well as, more importantly, Spike can punch people now. He can fight demons. It's really funny to me how he's now like an anti-hero, but the only reason why he's helping is because it makes him feel cool. Right? Like Spike just wants to punch people, and it doesn't matter who he's fighting, he doesn't matter who he's hitting, he just wants to hit someone. And the only people he can hit now are demons, so he's gonna be good now. That's like the only reason why he's helping, and I think that's really funny. Buffy and Riley went through a thing where they were wondering about each other, and Buffy was very much on the zone of like, I don't want to deal with another person who is not just some regular guy, because every time I do that it goes badly. It might still go badly, but Riley convinced her to do the opposite, because Riley said, hey, you know, maybe life sucks, but like, hey, we gotta stick up for one another, you know? Like, our connections with people are what allow us to just bear through the day, even if we do have some bad experiences. Buffy is immediately rejecting the idea of Riley because it will be a bad experience. But Riley says, hey, what if I help you out with your bad experience and we get to do it together instead? And eventually Buffy ends up coming around to that, and they kiss at the end of the episode. And then Spike said, I want to punch demons. That's where we left off. I am recording this in January. This is the first proper YouTube video I'm recording in January. I watched an episode of Angel a couple days ago, still in January, so that was technically the first thing I recorded, but that's only on Patreon. This is the first real episode I'm doing a reaction to. So happy 2024, everybody. You're gonna hear this like a month and a half well into 2024 probably, so I'm sorry about that, but yeah, that's the way it's going. December kicked my ass, so did November a little bit, and January isn't starting too hot, but I've kind of decided to just check out a little bit, and I've just been playing games on my Switch. So that's what my first week of January has been. I'm recording this. I'm immediately gonna shift into work mode after I do so. But like, I was talking to a friend about this. Does everyone else feel like the first week of January, or just January in general, you started off and you're sitting there like, I don't want to do anything? Like, it feels like all of your energy was just spent in December and maybe even November, and then you get to January and you're like, fuck this, I'm just gonna lay down, I'm just gonna relax for a second. That's where I'm at. I don't know if other people feel that way, but that's where I've been for a week now, which also kind of sucks because there was a Doctor Who Christmas special that came out and I haven't seen it yet, and I want to, but I've just felt like, dude, I don't have the energy right now. Anyway, that's just a random topic of the day. Let's just watch the episode. Patreon, check out the Patreon, look in the description below. You can watch the next 2 episode reactions to Buffy, as well as full-length reactions and Angel watch-alongs, not full reactions. I don't do reviews for those, I just kind of turn on my camera and watch an episode. So it's a watch-along. Just supporting the channel in general, that's like the main reason. Okay, anyway, let us begin. So, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 4, Episode 12. Let's go.
Since I was little.
Okay, we're getting lesbians this episode. Let's go! Did we file Riley into the gang activities? Oh, shoot. We were wrong.
We got trouble.
Just with like a crossbow. Alright, Buffy's birthday. Let's see how bad things get.
I'm bored. Let's eat.
Anya, we talked about this.
That was rude. Please continue your story.
Giles is like, man, I'm too old for this shit.
Hi, having a good time? Most of the kids from the dorm. A couple of Riley's friends.
Buffy, happy birthday.
Hi, Dad.
This is Riley Finn, my boyfriend.
Very nice to meet you, Mr. Giles. Been dating long?
Giles was the librarian at my high school.
Ah, I've seen the library. It's gone downhill since you left.
We saw it last episode.
I actually miss it at times.
You're working somewhere else now?
Sort of between projects.
Awkward question.
You should meet her. She's absolutely the smartest person I've ever met.
Perhaps we should have invited Professor Walsh to the party.
Oh, no. I mean, she's like 40. She's got better things to do than hang out with a bunch of kids.
Here you go, sir.
So what kind of place are you looking for?
I don't know. Maybe a crypt.
Oh, he wants to move.
I want to give you something for your new place.
Oh?
That's my lamp.
It's traditional. I read about it.
Oh, I love Anya.
Well, what about running water? A fridge to keep your blood fresh? You should just get a hotel room or something.
Thema girl's got a point. Need fresh blood. If I had a few bob for a room with an honor bar.
Out. She has an appointment with someone who's actually still scary.
So, the Slayer.
We thought you were a myth.
Well,
Okay, so it's all out now.
Now I understand your energies were directed to the same place as ours, in fact. It's only our methods that differ. We use the latest in scientific technology and state-of-the-art weaponry. And you, if I understand correctly, poke them with a sharp stick.
But she's real good at it.
I'm working on getting you clearance to come into the initiative.
Oh, just a job? I don't think she's gonna be done for that.
Has killed or captured. How many is it?
17. 11 vampires, 6 demons.
That's still impressive for just a random human.
What about you?
me?
How many episodes of the show we have? And how many chumps do we get at the beginning of each episode? I have no fucking clue. I lost count like a year and a half ago. Honestly, that's too generous. She probably lost count 3.5 years ago. Halfway into season 1.
900th Feast of Dolphin.
Oh shit, some kind of prophecy. Some shit's going down.
When I saw you stop the world from, ending, I just assumed that was a big week for you. Turns out I suddenly find myself needing to know the plural of apocalypse.
I do have that whole preternatural slayer strength deal.
Yeah, she's a superhero. Oh god, we're getting these two together.
Quite the labyrinth. I felt like Theseus and the Minotaur in the labyrinth.
He opens the door and immediately outs himself as a nerd.
I think it's best if we let a young person find their own strength. Lead a child by the hand, then they'll never find their own footing. I'm just saying, Buffy is she's not the typical student. Unique girl.
I think I do know her. She's very self-reliant, very independent.
Exactly.
Which is not always a good thing. I think it can be... What I suspect I'm seeing is a reaction to the absence of a male role model. Lacks a strong father figure.
That's interesting. I say that because I'm looking at Professor Walsh here, and of course she's like a soldier or like a scientist or whatever that works for the initiative. She's an order character. She wants order in Buffy. Meanwhile, Giles is like, it doesn't matter about order or not. She can get her freedom as long as she's able to do the things that she has to do. If we push too much order into her, she's not going to be able to, which is true. We've seen it before. We saw how that different alternate timeline went. That was bad.
I bet the initiative took care of it.
Who? Oh, Riley and his guys probably all over it.
Yeah, it has that too neat look. They must have cleaned up the place.
Yeah, Giles doesn't know anything. Nobody told him.
What on earth does it have to do with Buffy's new boyfriend?
I'm sure you know. Riley's one of the commandos.
What? Spent weeks trying to get a single scrap of information about our mysterious demon collectors, and no one bothers to tell me that Buffy's dating one of them? Who else knows?
Onion, that's it.
And Spike.
Spike?
Well, he was there.
Only the basic stuff. You know that Riley is a commando and Professor Walsh is in charge.
Professor Walsh? That fishwife?
Oh my
She's
god.
actually not that bad when she get...
I like this episode. This Giles episode. He's distant from his daughter's life. He feels betrayed. And then we're gonna have to save him after shit goes bad in like 10 seconds. Or something bad's gonna happen to everybody but Giles. I don't know. It's one or the other. Well, one.
I wouldn't say that.
It didn't even take 2 seconds.
Wouldn't say that.
Oh
at
shit.
all. Something rather interesting was about to happen.
Someone...
Oh, bug, I thought you'd gone.
Oh my god. That's funny. That's stupid and funny.
You have no idea how much thrashing you is going to improve my day.
Like, he really should have waited more than 2 seconds before starting his villain monologue. I counted.
You have to listen. You're going to need time to prepare. Brilliant.
What the fuck is happening? What is this episode so far?
We used to be friends, Ripper.
Yeah, then you kill a bunch of people.
It's all whispers and rumors out there, but only one thing's coming through clear. Something's harming demons. And it's not the Slayer. They're scared. There's something called 314 has got them scared most of all.
314.
Kind of scared that turns too angry. Throwing the worlds out of balance. And that's way beyond chaos, mate.
No, that is actually chaos by definition. They're training buddies. It's like Gohan and Videl, except that Gohan is Buffy and Videl is Riley.
I'll go all out if you will.
Are you sure?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like 6.5 seconds. My man went flying.
I didn't mean to.
It's fine. I'm good.
Sure gets me.
Back here.
20 years I've been fighting demons. Maggie Walton had a Nancy Ninja Boys come in.
Oh my god. This is great.
Demons are pissing themselves with fear. They never even noticed me. She said I was an absent male role model. Absent my ass. Someone snuck in and left this couple of clapped-out has-beens in our place. Unemployed librarian with a tendency to get knocked on the head, and
I love
Don't worry
that.
about that anymore, mate. If I slipped a small pellet of poison in your drink, you'll be dead in an hour.
Is he lying?
Just kidding.
There's still a couple of sorcerers. The night is still our time.
Oh boy.
I was happy you called.
Hell yeah.
We'll start out slow. Start out slow doing what? We're gonna float the rose, then use the magics to pluck the petals off.
The spell is a substitute for sex.
And it should be very pretty.
There's a fucking light. Everyone careful, it doesn't stab you. Well, it exploded.
Petals are off.
This episode feels like weirdly directed. Is it me? Weirdly edited, I suppose.
I feel like hell in the morning.
Yeah. I was gonna be like, what the fuck happened? Okay. Giles is a demon. Ooh. And you're strong like one. That's bad. Okay, bro, you gotta sit down. You gotta sit down, relax a little bit, and then when you get a handle of your body, just slowly walk. No, he's gonna break the phone. Okay, you gotta sit down, relax for a second. Oh, this is too much. He's not thinking straight. He's not only a demon, but also fucked up and hangover. Yep.
And I like that shirt.
I like that it's the same voice actor. Dude, don't go outside. You can't go outside. Here's what you gotta do. Just stay in your house, man. You broke the door. It's gonna look like Giles was attacked when they go to his house. He needs to stay in his house and wait for someone to arrive. And then he's like, okay, don't be afraid.
Where were you?
The chem lab by myself.
Yeah, by herself.
Trying this new spell. How come you never told him about Riley being a commando?
I didn't.
Oh, she just forgot.
I'll make it up to him when I see him. Tomorrow. I'm spending today with Riley.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's what you always do on the days when the Earth rotates.
It's just going so well right now.
It's been like 1 week.
He's right. You can't walk around pretending you're less than you are. It wouldn't be right for you to hold back.
I held back a little.
He would have exploded through the wall if I didn't hold back. Looking for Sander? Sander might freak out.
You may be a little alarmed, but there's no need. It's me, Giles. It's me.
Oh, they can't hear. He speaks a different language. Man, watching Angel makes this feel a little weird. Because in Angel, you can be nice to demons. But in Buffy, everyone's just like, fuck demons. Demons are bad. We gotta kill all of them. But in Angel, you're like, man, demons are often kind of cool. And you have to just like, listen to them.
Giles will know what it was.
Is he here? Where did Giles go? It's been like a full day.
But it doesn't mean that he's hurt. I mean, there's no blood anywhere.
The ripped shirt.
I think it ate him up.
Okay, he's going to the crypt.
Well,
Oh, god damn it, this is bad. I wonder if he could hear Giles. I don't think he could.
Wonderful. The perfect end to a perfect day.
Giles?
Oh, he can understand!
You understand me?
Of course I understand you. Well, you're speaking Fioral. I happen to speak Fioral.
Oh,
You just come over all demony this morning?
actually, yeah.
Supposed to just help you out of the evilness of my heart?
I could pay you money.
Oh, I like money.
$100?
$100. 200.
Fine.
Right then.
Right, sure.
I run tell the Slayer what you've gotten yourself into.
No, when I find Ethan, I can clear all this up without Buffy ever having to find out that anything happened to me at all.
Buffy.
Oh, it's Riley, okay.
Riley. This is Giles' apartment. He's missing.
Neighbors just heard, you know, growling, things breaking. Sounded like a struggle.
Poor Giles.
I'll help. Whole initiative.
They shoot and kill first. They're not gonna be helpful here.
He'd find himself in a second. Nobody is cooler in a crisis.
if you can't find...
Oh my god. This is the duo I didn't know I needed.
Funny hearing a Fioral demon say serviceable.
So, how does Fioral sound with a British accent?
Do I have special powers?
Well, you got the mucus thing.
Mucus?
Paralyzer mucus. Shoots out through the nose. Sets up fast. Hard as rock. Pretty good in a fight.
It's gonna come in.
I feel like I'm changing.
Oh, that's bad.
It's fun. I can't do it. Do it for me. Let yourself go.
I refuse to become a monster because I look like a monster. I have a soul, a conscience. I am a human being. Oh, stop the car.
Oh, she's right there. What are you doing? Oh, that was on purpose? Right, okay. She just wanted to get back at her. This episode is a stupid one.
How do I kill it?
Silver, a weapon made of silver.
The demon attacked Professor Walsh. Got out of a small gray car, Citron.
Stole Giles's car.
Why would...
Could they be caused by someone using magics to control a demon? Making this Fioral demon attack Giles? You and I are going to the magic shop.
Okay, they're thinking that there's something else going on other than just a demon showing up.
Silver.
It's not very sharp.
I'll have to put some muscle behind it.
Don't worry about it. She can turn anything into a weapon. What are we doing?
I took one look and saw he was staying at that rat trap.
Which rat trap?
The one by the highway, the Sunnydale Motor Inn.
Thank you.
This is fun. This is fun.
I'm not supposed to bring you along. What are you doing?
I'm going to the car.
Buffy, I can't take you with me.
I am going and I am letting you come along.
Buffy, it's not really your call. This is a military operation now.
Bro, who cares?
This demon did something to Giles, and I'm gonna kill it.
They're gonna have to believe Spike. Also, I don't particularly trust Spike, but I feel like Spike is gonna come through. Hope for it.
Someone's following us.
Like, why did you go and scare the commander lady?
Slow down, I'll jump out. They'll follow you.
These commandos are the same guys that are after me, too.
I'll pay you another $100.
Alright, $300. Well, Spike is not here, so that's bad.
I can't undo you if you kill me. You've got to stop it. It killed Ripper, now it's trying to get me.
Don't let him go. What did you do to him?
We're gonna have to go off body language. Just like kneel down and open your arms like this. Just be like, rah, rah, rah. Hopefully she'll get that you're not being actively hostile.
You just try and stop me, you stupid jargon.
Spike, come on, man. Well, that car is fucked. He's not paying you shit. Why are you doing that? I mean, he's being taken over by the demon, so he's like feeling more hostile, I feel like.
This is for Giles. Oh God. Giles! I'm so sorry. Please don't die.
Actually, I feel quite well.
I think he's okay.
Does the silver help?
Silver?
Oh my fucking god. He's not real silver. That's the only reason. Okay, he's back.
You okay?
With this shirt? Not really.
Ethan's wardrobe's not helping any.
Yeah, I thought that would be the joke.
How did you know it was me?
The eyes.
Your eyes.
This is gonna go on much longer. I'd rather like to be going.
How about we just kill him?
I'm human. You can't kill me.
By the authority of the U.S. military, you are being taken into custody, pending a determination of your status.
My fear is that they're gonna like use his expertise to do some fucky shit.
Mr. Rain to a secret detention facility in the Nevada desert.
Area 51, yeah.
I'm just gonna go and watch them manhandle him into a vehicle.
This is just for me.
You're really strong. Spider-Man strong.
Yep.
You're like, make the plan, execute the plan. No one giving you orders.
She used to have someone giving her orders, but told them to go fuck themselves.
But give me another week to get ready, and I'll take you down.
But you're gonna have to find the Buffy equivalent of kryptonite.
Ethan's not exactly a reliable source, but I'm not sure that he's wrong about them.
I'm not dating the initiative. I'm dating Riley. You sure you're not just saying this because you don't like Riley's boss?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Although I do like her. Yeah.
I hate her quite a lot.
Yeah. This is true.
Keep your eyes open. Make sure you know what you're getting into.
She reacts on instinct. There's no discipline there. Her loyalties are uncertain.
She is the truest soul I've ever known.
Oh no. Oh no. Spontaneous poetic exclamations.
You'll be proud of her.
You want to know what I think? I think you're probably right.
Is she gonna go talk to Ethan Brain and be like, we're gonna need your expertise? Or is she gonna get attacked? Something's about to happen. Okay, 314. Okay, let me go back to that exact moment, frame by frame it. Before the door closed, what's inside? Okay, there's some kind of machinery and there is a body. Or at least it looks like a body in a bag. And I have no idea what that is. But okay. The 314 are the things the demons are scared about. They're doing some kind of secret experiment for some kind of secret weapon or not necessarily a weapon, but a thing that they're doing. And that's going to be Project 314. And I don't know. It's going to be the atomic bomb equivalent for monsters in this world. I don't fucking know. I felt weird about that episode in the sense that it I don't know how to describe it. It felt like the flow of the episode and every beat of the episode was like a little bit different from the way it usually is. And that's weird to say because the show is written by multiple different writers. But it felt like even the editing, no, it's the directing, yeah, because you're choosing how the scenes are going to play out and when they're going to transition into new ones and which ones are going to be. It felt a little off from the usual, not necessarily bad, but it felt like we were just cutting from thing to thing to thing to thing. There was just a cut that lasted like 20 seconds about Spike talking to this like waitress, and then we just leave. But for Buffy, it felt weird. Is there something weird about the way this episode was directed or written or edited in any way that is different from the rest of the episodes? Because I definitely felt some kind of difference. But I felt like that even carried a little bit even into the writing. That's, I don't know. I'm not going to put any weight on that statement. But even the way that the problem is resolved, it is not resolved. It is just like Buffy does kill him, but then, oh, the weapon wasn't the right weapon. Never mind, we're good. And then the episode ends. And it's just like, well, I felt like there was something else we could have done. Interaction, conversation, trust, something like that. And instead it was just like, okay, they're fighting. And like, that's kind of the way it feels like to me sometimes when I watch the show. It does feel like there is like, in the Buffy writing room, there is like a golden page on the wall that just says, these are the golden rules and golden beats of Buffy that you need to follow for every episode. And it's like, funny jokes and quips, unless we make an episode where no one talks, which happened once. Cutaway jokes, as many as you can fit in there. And fourth, there has to be a fight every episode. Buffy has to punch someone. And the way this works when you're writing an episode like this where Giles is a demon and therefore the demon isn't bad, and then at the end Giles is like, you know what, I'm gonna punch Buffy. Like, they're just started fighting, and the weird explanation that they just kind of throw in there is Giles being like, oh, I feel I'm getting angrier. It's like, oh, the demon is taking over, but he's still Giles. And then Buffy shows up and we don't get to hear him think about what he's thinking or what he's about to do. He's just like, "Argh," and then he just swings at Buffy, and it just feels like some random ass demon. And then I think the only reason why that happens is for Buffy to have a fight scene where she just like punches and kicks, because that's like cool to see or something. Some people have told me like, oh man, the choreographed fight sequence for this episode was really cool sometimes. And like, I'm not gonna lie to you, every time there is a fight scene, my brain kind of just shuts down, and it feels with like brackets fight scene, and I'm just thinking about some other shit. And I'm not saying it's not gonna look cool, because sometimes I'm like, oh, that was a good kick, it just fucking flew away. Like, it happened earlier in this episode, that was cool. But like, I don't remember any particular fight scenes that stays fresh in my mind, because I kind of don't care for most of them. And when it comes to editing the episodes, I also just kind of cut down on like 90% of a fight scene, because there's nothing of value in them in terms of like a reaction, right? I have limited time to work on YouTube highlights, so it's like whatever. So every fight sequence in Buffy, which is every episode, I'm looking at it and I'm like, all right, I don't care. And most of the time, it's fine. Most of the time, you're never going to hear me complain about it. Because, again, we're like halfway into season 4. This is the first time I'm talking about it. But I think this is an instance where it feels like there is no reason for Buffy and Giles to like punch each other, other than the golden rule of Buffy has to fight someone every episode. And you can say that maybe it's because Riley has to look at Buffy and be like, damn, she's a really good fighter, which he did. But I don't think you needed that. I would have much preferred if Buffy and Giles would have been able to recognize each other from body language or like any kind of action, or even if Spike had been there, I would have enjoyed that more. Like any way of communicating that wasn't just like, we're gonna fight and I'm gonna stab him, and oops, the joke is that this isn't real silver, therefore he's alive and he didn't die. And then cuts away and Giles is completely fine. It feels cheap to me. I like the thing about like, I recognize you from your eyes, but that was after she stabbed him. Like, it doesn't feel earned. That's my problem with it. And I'm sorry I immediately start talking about my problem with this episode, because like, I do like conceptually the episode. I don't like the way it was resolved. For the majority of it, felt like they were just going for jokes, which is not bad. It made it so I was like, I'm not worried about what might happen this episode. And then she stabbed him and I was like, wait, hold on. And then nothing happened. And I'm like, okay, we're closing everything off with also a joke. Okay, got it. It was just a funny episode. That's how I would categorize this one. There is some interesting stuff about Giles as a character. Giles feels like he's been like left behind a little bit. Like people don't give him attention. He's like upset that Professor Walsh called that Buffy doesn't have an active like male role model or like parent figure, and he's like she does have one, and it's like. Okay. And there's some interesting stuff about Professor Walsh that I want to talk about there. Because Professor Walsh talks about how, like, Buffy needs, like, discipline and she needs to be kept in order. And the reason why she doesn't have that is because she doesn't have an active male figure or whatever, insert bullshit gender roles thing here. But the thing is that I take that as Professor Walsh is someone that is really focused on, like, order, like an RPG D&D thing. She's like lawful. I don't know in which exact category she fits in, but she's definitely lawful. Meanwhile, Giles, at the beginning of the show, might have been someone that's like there, but now he's someone that kind of lets Buffy do whatever she wants. As we've seen throughout like seasons 2 and 3, he's like, it's better if I just let Buffy do whatever, because he trusts Buffy. He trusts that Buffy will do the right thing. He trusts like Buffy's conscience and decision making. That is often the case. That is true. Except in this episode where she does stop Giles. That loses a little bit of the thing that they were going for there. Because I don't want to give Professor Walsh any credit, but it does feel like the episode simultaneously doesn't want to and also does give her credit by having Buffy just stab Giles first and then realize, oh shit, that was Giles. Like, that just feels like they were trying to scare the audience instead of just like actually have anything meaningful in that scene happen. Just going for a joke. You know what is weird? Whenever I start talking about an episode, and in my mind I'm thinking, I don't really have anything bad to say about that episode. And then I start talking, and then I realize I actually do have stuff to say about that episode. And that happens a lot, actually. But, okay, what else can we say about this episode? I mean, okay, Riley and Buffy, they know everything. Everyone knows everything. Even Professor Walsh knows stuff. It almost makes me feel like I missed an episode about how quickly that went. It feels like sometimes we have Buffy episodes where we spend the entire episode slowly introducing a character into these concepts. But this episode is just like, no, we're here. Everyone's just here. Cool. Buffy and Riley are getting used to each other being what they are. Riley's getting used to Buffy being a superhero, and Buffy is starting to like show him what she is capable of so he can get a better understanding of what he's getting himself into. And he seems to be cool with it, so that's nice. That's good. Like, being open with your partner about your stuff is important, right? She kicked him real hard, and that was kind of cool. I like that. We also got Willow, and I don't know her name, so I'm just gonna call her the lesbian. Willow and the lesbian, they're just hanging out with each other. That's good. Glad to see her again. We had 2 scenes with these characters. Both of them were very intimate, and both of them have them interlocking hands with each other. So cool. Again, I had someone be like, it's interesting that you think that this is the way the show's gonna go in 1999. And I'm like, oh, it's absolutely where it's gonna go in 1999. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm looking at these scenes and I'm like, there's no other way to read this 2 characters' relationship other than, oh, they fucking. They're not fucking, but they're gonna fuck. That's where I'm going, right? Like, there's no other way to read that relationship. There's something going on. That's it. Spike. Did he move out, or is he trying to move out? I think he moved out. So he was hanging out just in the cemetery when we saw him for the first time. Man, it was so funny to have... Okay, that was probably the best part of the episode. Was Spike and Giles hanging out, and Spike is just like, oh yeah, I speak this demon language. He's just like, cool. I don't know why he does, but it's cool that he does. That it came in real handy. And then Giles is like, I'm going to pay you $300. Well, 100 and then 200 and then 300. And then he trashed the car. So I don't think he's going to pay him for shit. I think he's going to be like, bro, you trashed my car. So, but it was funny to have them just hang out with one another. Spike is doing some investigative work by putting his charm on and talking to the waitress about like where to find Ethan Rain. That was really funny. I like that, actually. Again, that was the scene that felt weirdly put in the episode, but I liked it. So, and then going into the car, Giles' shitty car that's really small, and Giles is like this hulking demon just barely fitting inside. The mucus thing didn't come up. I would have liked it if it had it. It would have been really cool. Like if like during the fight he would have just like to Ethan, and Ethan would have just been like, Oh, fuck. I don't know. It would have been funny. Again, Spike was pathetic in the sense that he was like, oh, hell yeah, I got him. And then we immediately crashed the car. So that was pathetic. Spike has a streak of patheticness going on. It's really cool. That's what we're doing with his character, and that's perfect, actually. That might be a new golden rule added to the golden sheet on the wall. It's just like, Spike has to be pathetic every episode, you know? Even if he does something good and cool, he has to balance it out with something stupid and pathetic. I don't know what else to say about that episode. I feel like it was pretty straightforward. Like, Buffy just forgot to tell Giles about the whole situation. That's just very on brand for Buffy. Okay, so Giles feels betrayed and alone and left behind, like he's being replaced. I like the concept of my daughter, which is not his daughter, but it is her daughter. Like, it is. It's like she's not telling me what she's into. She's not telling me about her new boyfriend and what they're doing that is really important. Like, he's like, I've been working really hard to try to get as much information as I can, and then she knows all this stuff and she didn't tell me, and it's just like, okay, I get there's a lot going on in Buffy's mind, but for Giles, he feels like he doesn't really have much going on anymore because he doesn't even have his job. He doesn't have a job. All he has is hanging out with this wacky teenager for like vampire and monster solving mysteries, and then they don't tell him, and it's just like, well, of course he's gonna feel lonely and like, man, like I'm supposed to be part of the team. I'm supposed to be her dad. Like, why does she tell me this stuff? So I do like that part of the episode. So then he turns into a demon and people can't understand him. Like that's good. Like, again, conceptually, I think this episode is really good. Maybe the execution and the way it was resolved, not so much, but conceptually, I do like it. Is episode another thing? The final thing I want to say is it's funny how this demon showed up to Xander's bedroom and it just started growling, and Xander just started attacking it, and Giles just ran away. And it's like, I mean, sure, I believe that Xander would do that, and also Xander was just woken up. And if you woke up and saw a demon like that in your bedroom, you'd be like, nah, bro, just fucking either run away or start swinging, fight or flight. And of course, the demon, you can't understand the demons, so sure, you wouldn't like communicate with it in any way. But it is funny to me how in Angel, the show Angel, which I'm watching as I'm watching this, we've had a couple of episodes where like we're actually saving demons. We're taking care of demons because demons are not necessarily evil. They're just chilling. They're just hanging out. And we've seen a little bit of that in Buffy, but I think in Angel is when it really comes through because again, the main character of Angel is a vampire. We had another character in Angel, which was a demon that was part of the main cast. And it's like we're really cool with demons because demons are not necessarily evil. And in fact, we've had an episode of Angel where demons were doing an evil thing, but not because it was evil, but because it was a tradition in their culture, right? They didn't consider it to be evil. And in fact, they were kind of playful, and it wasn't because they were evil, but because it was a tradition. They wanted to get married. So, and part of the marriage is that you gotta eat the brains of the previous husband. It's like, sure, like that's part of tradition, I guess, but who are you to shame the tradition of these demons? But they weren't evil. They were just doing what in their culture is the normal thing to do. And that's really cool to me, that exploration of demons being people, right? And not just like, I'm a demon, and then Buffy just punches in and kills it. It's like, we see that every day in the show. And I feel like with Angel, we're exploring that a little bit further. And it's funny to me how in this episode, a member of the main cast gets woken up by a demon, and the demon is not hostile. He's not. In fact, he's wearing clothes. And the reaction is, fuck you, he was trying to kill me, man. And then we go like an entire episode believing that to be the case. When I feel like in Angel, if fucking Doyle had that happen to him, I don't know about Cordelia actually, but if Doyle had that happen to him, maybe even Wesley, they would have been like, okay, what's going on? And they would have been like a little bit on the edge. They would have been like, okay, I'm ready to go either way. But then when they see the demon is not hostile, they would be like, okay, something's going on. Maybe they'd run away, but they wouldn't go to the other main cast members being like, he was trying to kill me, man. They would have been like, okay, there was something weird that happened. And they would have investigated further. Again, this is just a difference between Buffy and Angel that I'm noticing. And I really like what we're doing with Angel, actually. I really like the Angel perspective of, demons are not all bad. They're just people. And some of them do evil shit, but a lot of them are just trying to survive in a world that doesn't like them. And I like that exploration. And the Buffy perspective, at least right now, I feel like maybe the season will explore this topic. But right now, and the way it's felt for the past 3 seasons as well, it does feel like demon equal bad, Buffy punch good. And that's just the equation for every episode of Buffy. I do like the angel exploration, and I hope that Buffy does that in the near future. This episode was a little bit of that. So yeah, this is something I mentioned for like the past like 5 episodes of Buffy, honestly. Just because I really like seeing it in Angel. So yeah, anyway. I think that's gonna be it for this reaction to Buffy. I don't know how y'all feel about that episode. Let me be clear here. I don't dislike that episode. I actually don't. It's just that, like, I thought it was kind of fun, and that was it. But after the episode is over and I start thinking about it, I'm like, that felt weird, undercooked in some aspects, particularly the resolution of it. But it was mostly just a funny episode, and that was it. So whenever that happens, I'm just sitting here like, well, I could probably just move on from this episode and not say anything and just be like, all right. But yeah, I didn't dislike it. I'm sorry if I was too negative at first, negative sounding at least, because I don't think I was being negative. I was just talking about how I felt the episode was presented to me and how it came across as. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode reaction to Buffy. I have to go edit this episode real quick. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do so, but I'm going to try. Okay, that's going to be it for this episode reaction to Buffy. See you guys next time. Bye. Okay, this is a weird fucking thing to be adding, but I've never recorded an extra bit for an episode that is more important than this one. So, while rewatching the episode while I was editing it, Anya is holding a straight up Mortal Kombat advertisement in a magazine at the beginning of the episode. And as someone who has mentioned Mortal Kombat numerous times throughout the show, I feel obligated to track down what the fuck this advertisement is, because it immediately jumped out to me. Because this is a 1999 episode, and Mortal Kombat 1 came out in 92, and that's what that magazine looks like. It doesn't look like anything else. Mortal Kombat 4 came out in 97, and Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, which is the continuation of that, came out in 2002. So I was like, what the fuck is this advertising? That looks like MK1, but it couldn't be MK1. MK1 was 92, but I don't know. This is weird. Mortal Kombat, the movie, came out in 95, and Mortal Kombat Annihilation came out in 97. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck came out in 99. So, here's what's up. I actually tracked down the advertisement. I have the picture right here. You can see it. You can see a comparison. I could even notice the Acclaim logo in the episode, and then I was like, oh, I bet I can track this down, and I did. What does this advertising is the home console release for Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 92, and the home console release for it was in 93. That's what the date there is for. So this is a magazine ad that is advertising the home console release for Mortal Kombat 1 in 1993. That means that this advertising and that magazine is 6 years old, almost 7, by the time that Anya is reading it on the show. So they just have a 6-year-old magazine in Buffy for some reason with a Mortal Kombat advertisement on it. I don't know why. I suppose it adds to the idea of like, hey, Sandra just has old magazines laying around in his bathroom. But like, I'm just wondering, why does the Buffy crew have like random Mortal Kombat 1993 magazines lying around for them to use in the set? I mean, I guess it's fine, it works. But also, Sandra at this point is like 19 because Buffy's 19. He's either 18 or 19, so that means that magazine being 6 years old. Sandra must have been like 13 or 12 when that magazine was printed. Anyway, there's no importance to this. I just noticed the Mortal Kombat magazine and I had to talk about it because I have to. I've mentioned Mortal Kombat way too many times throughout the entirety of my Buffy run because, like, I'll admit this. When I was 12 years old, Mortal Kombat was my thing, actually. You know when you have like a thing that you hyper fixate upon when you're like 12? That was Mortal Kombat for me, actually. Like, I really cared about this lore of Mortal Kombat and its characters, and I rewatched those movies over and over again, even though the movies don't really have much to do with the games, but the movies, especially Annihilation, serve as incredibly referential pieces of media to the games, just nodding to them. And I love those games and that story, so I love those movies, and I love Mortal Kombat. Nowadays, that hasn't carried over so much, but I still have that spot of like whenever I see Mortal Kombat, I'm like, hold on, I can flex my incredibly niche knowledge over something that's stupid. So yeah, that's it. Anya is just reading a Mortal Kombat magazine, or a magazine with Mortal Kombat on it, and I can say exactly when that magazine was printed. So yeah. Anyway, take this time to go listen to the original Mortal Kombat console version music album composed by the Immortals, and go listen to those songs. That's where Techno Syndrome comes from, which is that one. But then there's also like a theme song for every character in that game, and they are very cheesy and ridiculous, and they're kind of fun. I really like Sub-Zero Chinese Ninja Warrior. It sounds stupid, and it is, but I love that song. Anyway, go listen to that. Thank you for tuning in for this Buffy episode. Go back to the video now. Bye. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this reaction episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you would like to watch the next 2 episode reactions, plus full-length reactions and Angel watch-alongs, you can do so over to Patreon. Check out the link in the description below. Social media, also school stuff that you do. See you guys next time. Take care everybody. Bye bye.